Hello everybody, this is Lee of Sovereign Gaming. Thanks for joining me today. I'm taking a look again at Universal Combat CE. As you can see, I've put in a few hours with it so far, just kind of trying to learn the controls and do a few things in the game so that I can give it a proper review and we get in and just kind of look at it. Matilda from the Reddit forums went ahead and sent me the Universal Combat Lyrius Conflict DLC that is about $30 on Steam right now. Now, thank you very much, Matilda, for doing that. That said, let's go ahead and load up the game here. I do apologize if that's too loud. There is absolutely nothing I can do to make that thing any quieter. I will say that the logo itself, for a company, it's not a bad logo, but it does need to be updated. It's much too low resolution. Okay. This tends to happen quite a bit with this game. I'm not sure what the deal is. If I keep trying, eventually it'll let me in. It usually only takes me the second try. But give me that error. Second try, it'll load right up. Nope. Okay. Well, try it again. Honestly, if you think you're sick of seeing that logo already, imagine how I feel. Okay, well, that's the third time. You know what? Let's just do this. I wanted to show off the game without the DLC installed so that we could see what the graphics look like, because supposedly with this DLC there is a graphics upgrade. And I kind of wanted to show what both of them look like. So we'll just install that. Let's go ahead and go in. Honestly, I'm not sure what the difference is between these two because I can load them both up and they look identical. Well, you know what? Let's try loading it with that. What the hell? All right. So again, as I was saying, I was when I play both of these two, I can't really tell the difference. There's one change in that you now have 1920 by 1080 as a resolution option in the game. Other than that, besides the change in the splash screen background, they, as far as I can tell, are identical. But let's go ahead and, well, I guess we'll try this one then. Okay, well, geez, here we are. So, as you can tell, same options down here. Nothing's really changed there, and we still have the. It's just a different splash screen in the background, basically. A little bit better than the other one, I'd say. It actually looks more impressive. But let's go ahead, let's go into the config. And here, honestly, everything is exactly the same. It actually kept my settings, didn't change anything there. But I can now bump it up to 1920 by 1080, so let's go ahead and save that. It's going to go through its resolution change here as soon as I click exit. And now we can view this in a proper resolution. So, just like before, I'm just going to go into Rome. You can see I've made a few profiles here because honestly, Yeah, I have no idea what you're supposed to do with these. It's like it gives you a save game option, but doesn't let you load the save game. You can't do anything with it, so why these are here is absolutely beyond me. We're just going to make a new one. We'll call this one a slightly different name than before, and we'll name our asset, we'll name our asset something else as well, blah blah blah. And let's change the ship to... I haven't played with the violon. Let's just call it the violin, because let's face it, that's what everybody's thinking. And let me see. Well, will it not? Yeah, it's not going to let me change that. I haven't tried changing the asset loadout before, but I guess we can't. So we're just going to go ahead and jump on in. We'll go into the roam and explore scenario, because I am not going through that tutorial again. I was going to go ahead and do like a top 10 insults out of the tutorial thing, but honestly, if you guys want to read it, you can find it online. It's absolutely asinine, and there's just not enough patience in me to do that for you guys. I do apologize. But we're gonna turn around here, and there is one thing that I noticed while playing this. So when you go into the hyperdrive, it doesn't matter how far the distance is that you're gonna hyperdrive. It is gonna use up all 100% of your hyperdrive capability. Even if we're just gonna hyperdrive over to Earth here on our left, it's gonna use up all 100% of it. So it's gonna take the entire time to drain down to 0 to get there. And the other thing, you can't really speed up any faster than this. And this stupid station is still 100 and however many. I think that's actually kilometers away. It just has a number. It doesn't actually say kilometers or meters or anything like that. I assume it's kilometers because, hey, we're in space and this is supposed to be a big badass battle cruiser. So I'm going to assume that the number next to the Galcom HQ green bar up here is 100 kilometers. I have approached this station just like I did in the previous video. They honestly don't look all that different. The textures pretty much look the same. The station itself looks pretty much the same. But I don't think we want to wait that long to get there, so we're going to go over here. Let's bring up the map. We're going to select our target. We're going to select planets. We're going to go to Earth and Shift 9. Now it's asking me if I want to do Planetfall. I'm going to say yes. One at a time, kids, one at a time. And then it's going to go ahead and jump us to Earth. So as I stated, we have to wait for that countdown over here on the H drive. Even though Earth is right there, it's going to take us the entirety of that hyperdrive to get
navigation
there.
Coordinates.
While we're doing that, let's take a...
Gauging hyperdrive profile.
No, I guess we can't look at our ship in warp. Oh, that's the station, I guess. Well, I guess we can't look at our ship while it's in warp, but I was going to check out the ship itself. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I think the only real graphical upgrade that came with the Lyrius Conflict DLC is literally the 1920 by 1080 resolution change. That might be evident of the fact that, as you might have seen earlier, checkmarking the box for the DLC and letting it install takes mere seconds, and I'm not certain. Either the content for the Lyrius Conflict DLC was pre-installed as part of the original download, and it was just a quick unlock to do it, or there's absolutely nothing to it. So here we are in the transition screen, or loading screen, to get down to the planet. Somebody had told me at one point that this was supposed to be seamless with no transition. You just go right down to the planet. That is not the case at all. So We're going to make touchdown here in a bit.
Planetfall established.
Now, obviously, and you're probably noticing this as well, you can see the stars through the planet. And I'm guessing it's a bug they just never bothered to fix. Maybe they have a, scientific lore reason for it. Perhaps this ship is so awesome that it comes out of hyperdrive and it's still in another dimension, or maybe that's part of the story. We're stuck in another dimension where you can see the stars through the planet. I don't know. It's one of those things that I've seen in a lot of games, but usually the developer takes the time to correct it, and not in this case. So we're going to keep going. And I will mention that I noticed this as well in the Universal Combat CE without the DLC. Same issue. So I figure they just aren't going to fix that. Now, I can't accelerate or go any faster than this while in the air, so we're just going to have to slowly lazy boy it over to the dirt before we can actually land. If I try landing now, it will land in the water, and I could get out of my ship and it will spit me out into the water. This happens as well every time that I come down to a planet. Whatever this is, a fire on the ocean or something, that always happens. So I think that's, again, another bug that they just haven't bothered to fix. But if it spits you out into the ocean, unfortunately, the swimming controls are absolutely atrocious. Well, I'm not even sure if swimming works, because if you try to swim forward, it will swim you forward, then it'll dunk you under the water and flip you upside down and reverse you. I don't know, maybe he's trying to simulate what it's like to be on the waves or whatever of an ocean. But it is absolutely impossible to get around in any decent way while swimming. So we're just going to head over to the land here. Now, eventually, as we get closer, it'll start popping in things like trees and whatnot. And birds. Alright, you can kind of see the trees at the bottom there coming in. So there we are. Got some trees. The trees are extremely one-dimensional. They're basically flat pieces of paper popped onto the surface there. Now, if I go ahead and hit Control E, it will do an auto landing sequence. Probably another bug, but every time I've done this, it has basically face slammed me into the ground and done damage to the ship. Well, miracles do happen. Alright. And I believe it was also Control E to... Oh, I thought it was Control E to get out of the ship as well. Okay, wait a minute. Was it? There we are. Alright. So Control H brings up the help. Let's go. Mouse doesn't work in that. Oh, this is the tutorial. God forbid, screw that. So we're gonna go. I will say I'm getting excellent frame rate. I mean, who can complain about almost 3K frames per second? Wait a minute. It's not. Escape's not doing anything. Control H doesn't do anything again. F1 does nothing. Well, the only thing I can think of is that this game is hell-bent on making me read this bullshit again. So... and that was what? Oh man, that was like 15 minutes. So I just had to read through that. It would not. I finally figured out how to get out of that screen. In fact, I'm not even sure if I did it correctly. It just suddenly took me to this screen. And usually if this happens, we can just do this, and hopefully it will. Apparently not. Alright, well, maybe... So, Control E is supposed to land you. Hey, the stars are black. You know, it might just be nighttime now or something. Who knows? I spent so much time in that menu that I'm really not sure what's gone on while I've been reading. So I'll just edit all that out, so you guys don't have to sit there and listen to me bitch about the fucking constant bullshit being read through. And I'm just gonna re-land here. So it turns out Control E is what will do the auto land. Ah, there we go. We can see now. And then Alt E exits your ship. And I gotta remember that. Rough landing. Alright, so Alt E. Alright, we're out of our ship. Oh god, the controls are inverted again. I keep on changing the controls so that my look is not inverted, because, you know, pulling down aims up, pushing up aims down. It makes no sense. But here we are. There's our ship. And I guess this is grass that we're walking in. It looks absolutely amazing, can't you tell? And you know, this is a different ship. I've never actually used this ship before, so it doesn't look any more graphically awesome than the other Megalon or whatever it's called does. And it really just kind of looks the same. Apparently things like trees have no real presence on the ground. I'm trying to think back to 2004 to remember if trees actually could stop you from walking through them in video games. Pretty sure they did. But here we are, and this is the ground. Let's see if we can change our view, see what we look like here. Oh, that's the ship. Why am I... what? There we are, there's me. Can I zoom in? Nope, that's zooming out. You have 2 keys to zoom out. Really? There we go. 2 keys to zoom into. One fast, one faster. I noticed that his right hand, looks like it is poised to pull a trigger on a gun. So apparently it's just always like that. Anyway, so back to what we were doing here. There we go. My gun finally comes out. Wait. Wow, such graphics. Such awesome. Much gameplay. I'm not sure there's actually a physical projectile being rendered in the game. If there is, it doesn't do any kind of impact with the ground or anything like that. God, I'm sorry, guys. These controls just... oh, jeez. I can't. Let me see if I can change the... That's right. I'll have to actually leave the game to change the controls. Forget that. The heck? Okay. This gun fires faster. So, we've now landed on a planet. Let's see if we can get back off the planet. I did notice it looks like he's got thrusters around the ship to simulate, where thrusters would need to be able to rotate the ship and stuff like that. No, I'm out of ammo. Couldn't fight the war because I ran out of ammo. Alright. Well, you know what? I think everybody watching this video has seen what they need to see to understand the kind of game that this is and whether or not that DLC is going to be worth the $30 to be able to play it. I don't usually rate games. I'm not a person that's going to rate a game and give it a number or a score and tell someone you should go out and buy this or you shouldn't go out and buy it. I'm just going to show the video and people can make up their own minds whether they want to play this game or not. Personally, it's not for me. There's much better games out there now, especially for $30 that you can play. And at this point in time, I will show off the one last feature that I had found in this game that I thought was pretty awesome. Are you sure you want to die? Abso-fucking-lutely. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. As always, feel free to comment, leave any kind of feedback you wish. Feedback is always welcome. Please rate and subscribe if you like the video and would like to see more in the future. This has been Lee. Have a good day.